we've actually got a new downpipe. Okay, I don't know if you can see it all in the frame, but that's what we've got. Okay, so I'm back, and today we've got something that's actually, it's a more performance mod again we've got this time, and it's actually going to be preparation for the stage 2 that we're doing. So stage 2, stage 3, depending on what we're doing for the build, but for the whole 200 horsepower, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so you can see in the title, we've actually got a new downpipe. It's a sports cat, and let me show you guys. Okay, I don't know if you can see it all in the frame, but that's what we've got. This downpipe, I'll show you where it replaces. Okay, so this downpipe is going to be replacing not this heat shield, this pipe here. So it'll be sitting, let me grab this. So it'll be sitting like that. Don't know if you can tell. So it'll be sitting down there across, and then that's the cat, and you can see that. And then yeah, so it's going to go to this. And obviously got a little DV plus here. If you haven't seen that in the last video, I'll link it. I'll put it up there and link it down below. If you haven't seen the last video, it's a good one. But yeah. Oh yeah, and guys, if any of you guys have one of these, if you're breaking a Golf and you have one of these cover thingies, let me know, because I kind of need one. Mine's falling apart, I don't know if you can tell. Okay, so here are the parts that we're going to be using. We've got gaskets, obviously, and a few screws. We've got downpipe, and we've got a lambda sensor removal tool, which is actually going to be, I don't know if you can see my lambda sensor. It's a cable just there. It goes into the exhaust to record emissions. So the whole point we're doing this is to have a better flowing exhaust, because we got the BACKBOX delete on. I was going to go for a Decat, but I think Decat would be too loud, especially with the BACKBOX delete, so I wasn't sure about that. And on top of that, this will pass MOT, so if you're not from Birmingham and you got to get a legit MOT, then you're better for one of these. If you're from Birmingham, you know you can just pay a guy an extra £10 and they'll just do it for you. But yeah, what's it called? That's to have better flowing than this, so we'll have this turbo was pulled up earlier because the more gas is pushing the back of it, so we're going to peak boost earlier before the remap, and when we get a remap done, we'll have more air going in because the filter and more air going out because that's less restrictive. So basically, just more power. Either way, it's going to be a much better sound with more power. And on top of that, I should get more overrun with this because obviously the cat's less restrictive. So should get more overrun. That means more crackles and burbles and stuff. So yeah, if you get Decat, you can go for flames, but you're going to kill the back of your turbo or like damage something. So yeah, but if you had Decat, you could go for some little flames. But yeah. I'll link that down below as well. It's a Gravity Performance pipe, the downpipe that we got. It's a Gravity Performance Sports Cat, I think it was called or something. I'll leave a link down below for it in the description. But yeah, you know what? If you guys are watching this Gravity Performance, just start sending me stuff here. I've seen parts from your shop that I like, and there's a few of them. But yeah, let's get the install done. Let's lift the car up, get the tray off, get that installed. It shouldn't be too hard. Before we get into lifting it all up and getting everything off, this is a 200 CPI cat. Now, most people won't even care what that is, but it's I don't know, depending on how much you care about this kind of stuff, it just basically means how much like materials in there or some things, like how strong the cat is, how restrictive I could say, I guess, I don't know. Like that I think it's 400 CPI and this one's 200, so lower's better obviously. Also, you're going to need a lambda sensor tool adapter thing. I'll leave a link down for that as well, and then the gaskets with the screws just there. That's all you need. Just need that tool. That's like £7 downpipe, and then that will come with the downpipe anyway, and then just your tools to get it all off. You go under here and take off all these under tray bolts. This is the LEDs from the other video, but all across there, and then all of them basically just comes off. Alright, so once you've got the under tray off, you're going to want to be going back to the top of the car, and we're going to get this heat plate off from the top. You can see there's 5 bolts holding it in. There's 3 on the top, 3 visible ones. There's 1 on the side that you can kind of see, and then 1 underneath. But I'll show you guys that when we get to it. It's not too hard to get to. But you're going to want to soak these in WD-40 or some sort of, I don't know, rust remover kind of thing. I use fallout remover, it kind of works really well. But yeah, you're going to want to soak it in something because these took so long to take off. This one bolt I'm doing here took me about, I'd say, 2 hours to get off. Just because I had to we used the ratchet on there, it didn't work. We tried using a screwdriver and try using a ratchet with a spanner on the end to like extend it and make the leverage longer. Still didn't want to work. I even twisted a Torx bit, like the metal, like actually kind of, I don't know how to explain. I'll show you a picture of it, but like twisted away. We even had to use a drill on there, and the drill didn't want to get it out. And I just soaked it in fallout remover for like 2 hours, and then eventually you just wanted to slowly eventually get out. It basically just destroyed the head though. So be careful when you're doing it, but yeah, it's a bit of an annoying one. But yeah, they're not too hard to get out. I'll show you guys how to get the sidelines out in a second. But yeah, get them out and we're gonna get the heat plate off. Yeah, that finally comes off.
All that just for this little shit.
Just for them bolts. This. That's jokes. Okay, so this can go to the side now. Okay, so here we're going to be taking off the actual bolts for the downpipe. Right there, you can see. There's 4 of them. You're going to need a ratchet, an extension, and it does need quite a bit of WD-40 on there beforehand because it's so solid to get off. Like I had to put my whole body weight into it. But yeah, these 4 nuts, they come off with a 12mm socket, and just get them 4 off, and that's it. That's the top off. Then you get the bottom off, and the actual what's it called? Lambda sensor needs to come out as well. But you can see here I'm undoing it. They're not too hard on mine, luckily. But that's because I soaked them the day before. Well, not the day before, like a few hours before this. So it wasn't too hard. But you're going to need some time doing this job, and if you are going to do it yourself, I'd say it requires a bit of skill. If you're into your like cars and stuff and you're working on them before, if you can do simple tasks like oil change and so on and things like that at home, this I'd say you could get away with doing, but you'll need a friend to help for sure. And you'll need like all the different angled adapters and this and that and things, the little things to help. So basically angled adapters and extensions you'll need a lot of. As long as you have them, it is possible to do at home, but you will require a bit of skill as well, because it's not a simple straightforward job. There is a lot of things you can run into while doing it, a lot of issues. So you got 1 nut's out, let's get the other 3 nuts off, and then we're going to go underneath the car to get the other side of the downpipe off. Alright, so now we're underneath the car, and you can see there's like a bracket there. I didn't get the best angle because I had to sit where I was going to, or lie down where I was going to put the camera, so I had to put a funny angle. But you can see there's 1 bolt there and 1 on the other side of that. These are 13mm bolts, I think it was. If I'm wrong, I'll just put it up on screen. These are 13mm from what I remember. Take them both off, just unscrew them. You can see the cables that are going around. There's a cable just there on the left that's like clipped in. They all just pry the clips apart a little bit and just pull the cable out. On all of them, there'll be a few across the cat. Just pull them all off. They shouldn't be too hard to take off. They're quite simple. But yeah, all the cabling comes off kind of easy. Now from here, you just got to take the 2 bolts off, obviously. Pull the downpipe apart. You will need to get like a hammer and a flathead screwdriver. Just knock it out, kind of thing. Just to knock them apart, or even just hammer it. Just keep smacking it with a hammer. Eventually, it'll just kind of break the rust and the seal that they have and the fall apart. So get these off. Get the cables off. Then there is a screw underneath that I'll show you guys what to do with. There's a little screw on the other side of the cat, not this side, the other side. You'll see it. Can't remember if I got a clip of it or not, but there's a screw there, and then after that, cables out, and then lambda sensor. So let's get these bolts off. Alright, so let's go up to the top then and see what we're doing with the lambda sensor, because these bottom screws are out. Now we've got to get the last bolt from at the top and that one side one, and then the whole cat will come out. Just got to remove the cables obviously, and then it'll come straight out. Okay, so let's go up into the top. You can see here, I'm just, my dad's trying to get the little tool over. There's like it's got a gap in there, so you need to get the gap over a cable, then slide it across and down. It's really funny kind of angle. We're trying to work out how to use it, but yeah. You can see there's like a little, I'll try to highlight it or something. There's like a little hex bit there. It's 22mm by the way. You just gotta get it over on top of there and you're good. Alright, so to get the lambda sensor out, it's a bit of a funny one. I had to actually use a breaker bar because we had to get loads of length, and on top of that the ratchet wasn't long enough to do it on the top, so we just got the breaker bar out. Because you had about 3 extensions on, 2 extensions on or something, and adapters and stuff. Made some makeshift thing, and we're just doing it with the breaker bar. I eventually got it, and eventually you can just do it by hand, but you need to get the clip out from underneath as well. And there's a clip you got to undo, and then get the clip out and it comes out really simple. Alright, so when you come back down to the bottom of the car, on the left hand side of the cat, there'll be a bolt here. I think it's a T30, but that's the bolt I was on about that needs to come out. And you get that bolt out, and then the top lambda sensor, follow it around. Follow that lambda sensor around, and eventually you'll find where the clip is. Undo the clip. It's one of those ones with a screwdriver you just got to pop out. So just follow that, get the lambda sensor out. And then after that, you just got to go back to the exhaust, get a flathead, get a hammer, start knocking it out, and basically just separate them. You don't want to damage the flexi pipe on the right, you can only damage the cat on the left. If you don't want to do any damage at all of this, you take it slowly, but the cat on the left we are replacing, so if you're not going to sell it or anything, it doesn't matter too much if you damage it a little bit. The flexi pipe is what you want to keep because you haven't got a replacement for that, so keep that in mind when you're taking it off. Alright, so here's the cat is out. You can see over here, I'll show you guys the inside of it as well. I'll try to show you guys a little bit of the inside of the catalytic converter. You can see kind of there. don't know if you can tell. It's like a little like mesh kind of. It looks like a, you know, shreddies. It looks like a shreddy basically. That's the kind of thing. And then lambda sensor you can just spin out by hand. Not too hard. Obviously, if you already cracked it or not. To be fair, if you don't want to undo it while it's in there, you can just undo the plug and get it out afterwards like this. So it's not too bad. You can see it's all black because of the carbon and stuff in the exhaust. But yeah, you can kind of see the honeycomb structure in there. Well, square, I don't know how to explain it, but the structure in there, yeah. So let's get to installing the new one then. Alright, so taking out the old one, yeah, the old one was a mission. It was so long to get. You just gotta keep wiggling it and just work out how to get it out. Top and bottom's off. We've got the new sports car over here, that's gonna be going in. It's much easier to get this thing because how small it is as well, because it's much smaller. You're only taking out that bolt though as well. That bolt's for the lamp sensor. Get it all ready. Get that in. It's really simple, just reverse the steps basically. So I'm just gonna time lapse it for you guys. It's really simple to get in. So the downpipe is finally on. You can see here it's looking all nice. You know what, let's go in and start the car and see how it sounds. Alright, the downpipe is finally on. It took so long, you don't understand. To take it out was the issue. That took about, like, just took ages. But putting it back in, the new one, because it's smaller, it wasn't too hard to put in. It's quite simple to be fair. But yeah, let's get the cold start done and then we'll just go do some revs and so on and do all that, sort that out. But yeah, there's actually two types of cold starts that the Golf does. It does like quite a loud one. Like it's I don't know how to explain, it's just a loud one. You can hear the air getting suction and so on. And then it does this kind of one, where it's like just a normal kind of cold start. But if we can get a clip of the other one, I'll just throw that in now. Yeah, it doesn't always happen. It's weird. It's like depends if the car realizes if it needs to do it or not. That's all. But yeah, let's go then and we'll get some revs done and stuff. And, I thought I'd bring the car to a place where I can rev it because I don't want to rev it right outside my house in front of like all the houses and whatever. Because to be fair, it's not loud. It's not too loud, I'd say. But it is like when you start going higher revs, it starts getting quite loud then. But yeah, you know what? I brought over here. We'll do a couple of revs and yeah, let's see how it sounds. Alright, so let's do some couple of revs then. Alright, so you guys heard there that the it pops like a lot more now. Kind of, it's got like it hasn't got a raspy sound. It's not, I don't know how to explain it, but low end is quite deep, and then after like the turbo kicks in, then you start to get a bit more of a kind of tone change to a bit more of a higher pitch. But the deep part's still there. It's just the high pitch goes louder as well. But what's it called? Yeah, we'll do a full proper video on this afterwards. We'll do a full first drive with it because I haven't even drove it properly yet. We'll do all that, sort all that out. That'll probably be the video after this or whenever I get time to, fair. And there's a guy watching me there now, down at the bottom of the road. I can see there's a guy staring straight at me in a high vis. So I kind of need to leave here before they start trying to kick me out. But yeah, what's it called? That's basically it for the downpipe. And yeah, we'll check the performance gains in the next video. We'll see if we get any performance gains, like real world ones. But other than that, we'll need a remap to sort that out. So the remap will come soon. Don't know when yet. We're still trying to sort stuff out, figure things out. But yeah, more or less, and is pointing at me. Yep, I'm gonna go. Be able to like, comment down below, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.